Our story centers around a hobbyist chef who starts out by cooking in their home kitchen. The fire here is exaggerated to represent a burning passion for this fulfilling pastime. Their creations gain popularity among friends and relatives who leave positive comments that morph into the pleats on his chef's hat. The protagonist flips a sign that hints at opening a restaurant business. To adhere to the limitations of this assignment, I improvise by drawing an X to mean closed and a check mark to mean open. As you can see, the restaurant is packed and there is loads of positive reception. The second cup is where the conflict of overworking begins. Parts of the second cup are less detailed in the interest of time, but this also aligns with the direction of the story. I purposefully forsake precision to create the impression of chaos, just like the chef character sacrifices their well-being for this career. This brutal and unhealthy relationship to work doesn't help, and cooking is no longer enjoyable, as you can see from these stressed and sleep-deprived expressions. Days blend into each other as a chef blends into themselves. They lose track of time and eventually get so sloppy that everything goes downhill. The hand here looks less human to represent the external pressures that laid the groundwork for the next event. Though the chef devotes more time and more of themselves to cooking, they ironically only create subpar dishes that drives customers away. The chef hat gradually falls off as the chef loses the skills that once brought them glory. I communicate this through a contrast between the initially pristine platters and the incomprehensible mush meant to be food in this part. I also paid close attention to the amount of detail I weaved into everything, as you might notice that some elements are more simple. This is intentional to express that factors like the positive comments are secondary to their genuine passion for cooking and helps to emphasize important things. This makes it even more noticeable when the food loses detail to show its decrease in quality. Here I'd like to point out how fire is a recurring symbol in the story. As you can see, it indicates burnout. At the climax, the ferocious flames consume the entire scene. I thought it would be poetic to have fire, which initially represented a burning passion, threaten their livelihood and burn down the establishment by getting out of control. The last cup details the process of rehabilitation and returning to a balance where customers return, the chef enjoys cooking again, and there is no compromise in quality. For the first time, there is more emphasis on the character's emotional state than the product. They emerge from the darkness smiling, cooking the same fried rice dish as before, with the orientation flipped. This is where the title, Turning the Tides, come in. The meme image I reference is popular because of the rice's ridiculous resemblance to a wave, and it has narrative importance because it's a nod to the radical change in the chef's attitude toward work.